Do you know the price of the most expensive NFT? It is the merge, which is of around $91.8 million. dollars. And not only that, the second most expensive NFT, the first 500 days, is of about $69.3 million. dollars. Have you ever thought why the NFTs are so much expensive? And not only that, from artists to musicians to celebrities, each and every one is minting or creating their own NFT. Why? So in this video, we are going to talk about in great detail about what are NFTs, why NFTs are so costly, how NFTs are formed, and we are going to talk about each and everything with the help of a practical project where we are going to create our own NFT minting website. So this will be a full stack project where we are going to use React.js, Node.js, and Polygon blockchain in order to mint our NFTs. And also, I'm going to talk about the myths related to NFT. Like people think that NFTs are decentralized in nature, whether they are decentralized or not. So we will talk about each and everything in this video. So I hope you are excited for this video. And if you are excited for this video, let me know in the comment section below by writing, I am excited. So let's start with the video. Now, before talking about what is NFT, it is very important to understand why do we need NFT, right? Because NFT and normal digital images looks the same, right? So the question arises, why actually we need NFT? So let us understand this first. And let us understand this with the help of two examples. Let's say you want to buy, or let's say this person wants to buy a physical item or an image from this painting shop. So this painting is a physical painting, means this is something which you can feel and touch. Okay, so this is a physical painting and this person wants to buy this painting. So definitely the transaction will look like this, where the person will provide the money and the painting shop will provide the painting as well as the receipt of this particular painting, right? And this is how our transaction will be done. Now let us see two important things about this physical painting. First thing is that this physical painting is a unique painting, right? When I'm saying unique, because when a painter is painting a particular painting, so the same painting, the exact painting cannot be repainted, right? It is very difficult to repaint the same kind of an image. So we are not talking about a image here, we are talking about a painting. So every brush stroke will be different, every the color combination will be a little bit different. It might look same, but there will be some little bit differences. So this painting will be a unique painting, right? Another thing about this physical painting is that in the case of a physical painting, its ownership is verifiable, because for this physical painting, let's say you have went to particular painting exhibition, so you will be getting this receipt, as well as this painting will have some token number or something like that, so that you can verify that okay, this is me who has actually brought this particular painting, right? Now let's see the same scenario when you want to buy a digital item. Okay, so again this person wants to buy this digital item, this digital painting, which is available on, let's say, this particular website, and this is this image listed on this particular website. Okay, so you might have seen so many different websites who are actually selling these paintings as a digital image, right? So again the transaction will look like this, where you will provide them the money and then they will provide you with this digital image as well as this particular transaction copy, right? This invoice. Now again, let us see what are the unique points about this digital painting. So if we talk about this digital painting is not unique in nature, right? It can be easily copied, because this digital image, it's like you can easily go and just click on copy, and you can easily copy this particular image and you can transfer it to anybody else, right? So this is a very simple copy paste material. Okay, even though the painting is real, like the painter has painted this image, no doubt in that, but once you have taken a photograph of this particular painting, you can simply copy paste and send it to your friends, whosoever you want to. Okay, so the first problem with this digital item is that it can be easily copied, and second problem with this digital item is that you cannot prove your ownership of this digital item, like, because you have just copy paste. Like, let's say definitely you have brought this painting from this particular website, but it is very, very, very difficult to prove the ownership of this particular image, because anybody can copy paste it and anybody can sell it to any different person. You might have seen that, for example, many times Netflix movies, Amazon Prime movies, they get just leaked, and like anybody is selling them, or anybody is just uploaded anybody have uploaded it on torrent so that anybody can use it, right? So due to which this digital image, or I will say this digital painting, will lose its significance, right? So it will lose its value. When we talk about the physical painting uniqueness was there, as well as we can verify the ownership of that particular painting. But for a digital image, this is not possible. And that's why we need non-fungible tokens. This pain point of this digital image can be easily solved with the help of non-fungible tokens. We will see how, but let us see now what are non-fungible tokens, right? Now, to understand what are non-fungible tokens, let us first understand what is fungible and non-fungible. So when we talk about fungible items, we are talking about assets or items that can be exchanged with another asset of the same type. Now, what do I mean by that? Let us understand this with the help of an example. So let's say I have this 5 rupees note. Okay, so in India we use Indian rupees. So let's say we have this 5 rupees note. So we have two 5 rupees currency or note, and we can easily exchange these two currencies with another two 5 rupees currency, right? Because let's say I have two 5 rupees currency, you have two 5 rupees currency. I can easily exchange these two 5 rupees currency. In the same way, let's say I have two 5 rupees currency, I can easily exchange this with one 10 rupees currency, right? Because 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. So if I have two 5 rupees currency and you have one 10 rupees currency, I can easily exchange these two things with you, right? In the same way, let's say I have 5 kg gold. I can easily trade this 5 kg gold with another 5 kg gold, which might look something different. So it does not matter with that. The only thing that matters is that it should be of 5 kg, right? So I can easily exchange these two assets as well. Again, this example as well, so that I can totally make this point clear, like what are fungible items. Again, you can see that I have this toothpaste. I can easily exchange this toothpaste with another toothpaste. So you can clearly see that fungible items are those items which can be easily exchanged. And why they can be easily exchanged? Because they have the same value. Like in this case, you can see that 5 kg gold, either of this shape or this shape, will both have the same value. This toothpaste or this toothpaste both have the same value. In the same way, if you will see this scenario again, 5 rupees note with 5 rupees note, the same value here also, right? So that's why the definition of fungible says the quality of an asset that can be exchanged with another asset of the same type, means of the same value, you can think of it as. So your fungible assets includes currencies, commodities, and precious stones. So these are your fungible items. Now let's talk about non-fungible items. So the quality of an asset that is similar but not exchangeable, means the quality might look similar but they are not exchangeable. For example, there is this red color house and there is this gray color house. So if I will ask you, are these two houses similar? You will say definitely these two are similar because they are houses. But if I ask you, can you exchange these two houses? Your answer will be no. Why? Because this house might be having 2 rooms and this house might be having 3 rooms. This house might be located in a posh area while this house might be located in a non-posh area. So these two houses might look same, but they are not exchangeable. In the same way, let's say I have this, for example, Ferrari. I do not know, I am very bad at cars. So let's say this is Ferrari and you have this, for example, some Audi. So are these two cars exchangeable? No, they are not exchangeable, because this car will have a different set of features and this car will have a different set of features. Definitely, at the end of the day, both of these are actually cars. They are nothing but like only cars, right? Both of them are being used for traveling. But again, the features are different. In the same way, let's say I have this toothpaste and you have this expired toothpaste. Can we exchange these toothpaste? Definitely no, right? You cannot do that. Why? Again, because the value of this toothpaste and value of this toothpaste is totally different, because we can actually sell this particular toothpaste, but I cannot sell this particular toothpaste because it is an expired toothpaste, right? So non-fungible So, non-fungible assets are unique, requiring much more complex valuation before a sale. So, these are unique in nature. This is a unique house. This is a unique house. This is a unique car. This is a unique car. So, they require much more complex valuation. Why complex valuation? Because if you have to sell these, exchange these two cars, definitely you need to compare the features, and then you have to do a lot of mathematics that okay, the engine is like this and the car windshield is like this. So many different things are there before you make a final judgment like how you are going to do an exchange. And things like real estate, art, and sports cars, all these type of things actually comes under your non-fungible items. So either it is your painting, either it is your sport cars, because your sport card can be, a collectible. So definitely it will have a huge value if it is your, if your sport card is a pretty old sport card, or your comic is a very pretty old comics, right? In the same way. So now we have understood what are the differences between fungible and non-fungible. Fungible items can be exchanged, non-fungible items cannot be exchanged. Okay. So now let's come to the definition of non-fungible tokens. So what are non-fungible tokens? So non-fungible tokens are those type of cryptocurrencies or tokens which are not exchangeable. You cannot exchange two different NFTs. Okay, you cannot exchange two different NFTs. So this NFT will be a unique NFT. This NFT will be a unique NFT. You cannot exchange these two different NFTs because they are of different value. So remember this particular point. Okay, they are of different value. So the exchange is not possible. So what are NFTs in layman terms? So in layman terms, NFT is a kind of collectible similar to your Pokemon card or painting. Like your Pokemon card cannot be traded because all your Pokemon card are like your collectibles, right? So in the same way, NFTs are like those collectible only. Okay. So the procedure of converting your work in an NFT is actually called minting, okay, which we will see when we will be creating our NFT minting website. There I will show you that there is this mint function that you actually call in order to convert your digital image into an NFT. Okay. Then when we talk about NFT, we have this feeling of ownership. Okay, that okay, we own this NFT. Like if we talk about a digital image, there is no feeling of ownership because digital image can be easily copied and can be easily traded. So the value of digital image actually goes down, right? But in case of NFTs, you can prove your ownership. So and how you can prove your ownership? You can easily prove your ownership because each and every transaction when it comes to NFT is recorded on blockchain, which we will see again. So these cannot be segmented into smaller parts again because NFTs are unique in nature. So you cannot just, like you cannot segment a painting, right? You cannot segment a video. In the same way, you cannot segment a NFT. NFT, you can think of NFT as a digital physical image. Okay. So it is like they are digital in nature, but they are treated as a physical image. Okay. And also you can limit the supply of NFT. Like in case of digital image, there is no limit to supply of an like image, right? You can copy as much image you want and you can just you can just send it to hundreds or thousands of people, whosoever you want, because their supply is not limited. But in case of NFT, you can limit their supply. So now I know you might be thinking, okay, you have talked about so much about NFTs, like what are actually NFTs? We understood, but how they actually work? Let us understand this as well, and how they are actually different from a digital image. Like they look the same, right? You can simply copy paste them on OpenSea or something like that, but how they are different, still we are not getting that's that key, like how they are different from digital image. So let's see that. So if we talk about working of NFT, let's say we have this digital image. Now as I said, that this digital image can be easily copied and can be multiplied like thousands of times or lakhs of times. That's why there is no value associated with this particular digital image. And not only that, there is no ownership related to this digital image, right? Now in order to convert this digital image into an NFT, what I'm going to do is I'm going to associate this digital image with an unique ID. So I will provide a unique ID to this digital image, and this unique ID will be stored on the blockchain, and this is how we will get an NFT. This is a very simple process, right? You have to simply take your image, you have to simply attach an ID to it. Once you will attach an ID to this particular image, you have to simply deploy it on the blockchain. So the thing that you will get will be an NFT. Okay, so this image can be uploaded on IPFS, or this image can be uploaded on a server. So this image can be anywhere. What you actually do is you take the URL of this image or the location where this image is stored, you link this image URL with this ID, and you store this on the blockchain. Okay, and that's how you get an NFT. In the same way, you can do with multiple images. Let's say you have this digital image, you can provide a unique ID of 1, and this digital image you can provide a unique ID of 2, and by this you have created 2 NFTs. And the fun part is that these two different these two NFTs are not the same. Why they are not the same? Because these two images will have a different ID, right? So if they have a different ID, they cannot be the same. So that's the beauty of NFT, and that's how NFT are unique. Okay. So in this particular case, you can see that this is a this is Polygon blockchain. Okay, and on this Polygon blockchain, you can see that we have this address, and this address is actually transferring NFTs to this particular address. Okay, and you can see that for each and every transfer, this is an ERC21 transfer. Okay, so you can clearly see that 500 ERC721 transfers has been found. Now what is this ERC721? We will talk about it. This ERC721 is nothing but this is a standard. Okay, this is a standard provided by Ethereum, which we will talk about. But for now, you can see that each and every NFT has a unique ID. So this NFT is having a unique ID of 7000, 7001. In the same way, if you will just scroll down, you will see so many different NFTs, and all these NFTs are of different ID, right? So this is how actually NFT are created. So each and every transaction, as I said, will be stored on the blockchain, which is a Polygon blockchain in this case, and we will be using Polygon blockchain for NFT minting website as well. So this is how actually NFT works. And yes, if you want to learn more about minting of NFT, so you can definitely refer this particular slide. I will provide you this slide in the description of this video. Okay, so you can refer the notes afterwards. So minting on an NFT refers to the process of creating a new unique digital asset on a blockchain based platform. So this is the simple definition of minting, where you are actually creating a new unique NFT on a blockchain, because we will be using this minting while we will be creating our NFT. Okay, when we will be deploying our NFT on the blockchain. And this is one of the famous NFT marketplace, where you can see that a lot of NFTs are actually listed here. Actually, NFT marketplace is a place where you can buy and sell your NFTs. Okay, so if I will click on a particular NFT, you can see that okay, this is an NFT with the items, like at which particular time it is created, the creator earning. We will talk about all these things, but you can see that we have so many different NFTs, right? And I can click on any NFT here, and if you want to buy it, definitely you can. I'm not giving you any advice to buy this. I'm just telling you that you can do these kind of things. And you can see that okay, we have the details, the transfers. Oh my god, so many things are there in this particular web page, right? So you can see the description that this is by Nakamigos deployer, and the trades and so many different things are there. I haven't bought any NFT till now, so I do not know about how they this whole process takes place. I know that this is an NFT, and the unique ID of this NFT is deployed on the blockchain. So this is the thing only I know. And this, if you will see below, so there is the transfer part of NFT. Like okay, this is transferred to this address, I think. Okay, let us see this. Yeah, it is transferred. So this is your ether scan. So this is I think this transactions are actually happening on Ethereum blockchain, and that's why we have this ether scan. Here you can see that a lot of NFT transfer has been taken place, right? Again, you can see that for NFT, for every NFT transfer, we have this unique ID. Okay, like people have this question, like you can simply copy paste this image, right? I know you can simply copy paste this image, but again, that image will be not unique in nature, and that image will not be having this ownership value, right? But when you buy this NFT, you have this ownership value, because each and every details will be given on the blockchain, and blockchain, as we all know, is immutable in nature. So the image will be like your ownership will be forever, right, for a particular NFT. So now we have seen what is an NFT, and we have also seen that how NFT is different from our digital image, right? NFT is attached with this unique ID, and this unique ID is attached on the blockchain, means deployed on the blockchain. That's why we have these unique NFT. So now, since we have understood what are NFTs and how they work, now it's time to create our NFT minting website. In this video, we are going to create our own NFT minting full stack decentralized application. To create this NFT minting full stack decentralized application, we are going to use React.js, Node.js, and Polygon blockchain where we will be minting our NFT. So we will be uploading our image on the IPFS, and then from there we are going to mint it on the Polygon blockchain. Let's start with this video. So this is how our decentralized application, full stack decentralized application looks like. We have this front end, okay, where we are seeing this NFT minter. We can choose a file and then we can mint an NFT. Now, in order to code this website, I have used React.js, and on the server side, I have used Node.js. So this is how our full stack decentralized application looks like. So this is our front end, which I have created using React.js, and the server side I have created using Node.js. And the server is interacting with the blockchain for minting of our NFT. So let's see how it actually works. So first of all, we need to choose a file. Let's say I want to choose this file. I will simply click on open. So now we have this image selected. So now once we have selected our image, we need to simply click on this NFT minter. Now once you will click on it, you need to wait for some time, and once the NFT will be minted, you will see your minted NFT. So this is your NFT minted, and this image is actually stored on the IPFS. So let me show you that. I have clicked on this particular image, and this is your transaction details. So if you want to check that also, you can check this. So you can clearly see that our image is minted on the Polygon blockchain 10 seconds ago with this particular address, and then we have this contract address. So isn't it cool? And not only that, what I can do is I can simply use my MetaMask wallet. Okay, I can simply go to the asset section, not in the asset section, or yeah, in the NFT section, I think. Yeah, in the NFT section, I will simply copy my contract address. I will simply click on import NFT. I will paste the contract address, and then I will select the token ID, which is 19 in my case. So I will simply have 19 here. I will simply click on add. Okay, so the NFT was successfully added, but still I'm not able to see on MetaMask. Actually, this has not something to do with MetaMask, but with the IPFS gateway currently. So as you can see, as I have clicked on the image, it is showing me 504 gateway timeout. So sometimes it might happen with the IPFS, because IPFS sometimes does not work properly. So you do not have to worry about anything. Just wait for some time. When the IPFS gateway will be back, so you can simply click on this image and you will be able to see the large size of this image. Okay. But for now, as you can see, this is a beautiful NFT minted website, right? Now let us see how we can code this NFT minted website. And first of all, let us understand the logic behind creation of this NFT minted website. So now let us have a look at how we are going to create our NFT minted website. Now, in order to create our NFT minter website, we will be requiring two things. First one, the front end, where we are going to have the UI part, and we are going to code the front end using React.js. Then we will have the server, and the server, we are going to create the server using Node.js, and the purpose of the server will be that it will do two things. First thing will be that it will be uploading our images on the IPFS, so that we can have the CID or the URL of the image where it is uploaded, and then we are going to use this URL to mint it on the Polygon blockchain. So this will be the purpose of the server in this particular decentralized application. Now, when our front end application will make a request that, okay, I want to mint an NFT. So from our front end, we will upload an image. Now we will then make a request to the server that, okay, this is our image. I want you to mint an NFT for this image. Then the server will take the image, will upload it to the IPFS, then go to the blockchain, and then it mint it on the blockchain. Now once this is done, then the server will respond back and said, okay, hey, I have uploaded the image on IPFS, and this is your minted NFT. And by this, we will be able to see the image that is uploaded on the IPFS, as well as the transaction details of this minted NFT that is on the Polygon blockchain. Okay, so this will be a very simple decentralized application, but we are going to learn a lot in this decentralized application. Now, the important thing is that this server, which is going to connect with the IPFS as well as to the blockchain, this server needs something, right? Because this server is not capable enough to make these type of requests, like to talk to the IPFS or to talk to the blockchain, because this server is not capable enough to do that. So what we need Staton, which will be actually helping us in order to interact with the IPFS and with the blockchain. So Staton will play a very important role if we want to, from the Node.js code, want to talk to the IPFS or to the blockchain. So we will see how we are going to use Staton in order to talk to the IPFS and to the blockchain. Okay, before moving towards the coding part, let us look at some of the important terminologies that we are going to have, we are going to create in our decentralized application. Okay, first of all, what is IPFS? So IPFS is actually interplanetary file system. It is a distributed file system that aims to create a permanent and decentralized method of storing and sharing files on the internet. So in simple words, if I want to explain IPFS, IPFS is something which actually stores your images in a decentralized fashion. So unlike traditional centralized file system where files are stored on a specific server or data centers, IPFS allows files to be stored and distributed across a network of nodes, making it more resistant to censorship and ensuring that files remain accessible even after some nodes go offline. Okay, so it is like storing your files in a decentralized file system. And whenever you are going to upload an image on IPFS, you will see a URL, something which will look something like this. Okay, and there might be some changes in this part or in the starting part, or not in the starting part, actually in the ending or the starting part, but you do not have to worry. In most of the cases you will be seeing this kind of URL whenever you are going to upload your images on IPFS. Now one important thing that you should notice here, this thing, right, this thing that I have highlighted in green, this thing is called the CID, or you can think of it as a unique identifier given to your images. So whenever you are uploading an image on IPFS, you will have this kind of URL and you will have a different kind of CID. Like for example, in this image is uploaded on IPFS, and in this case also you can see that we have this IPFS link, and inside this we have this CID, right? This is the CID, a unique identifier of this image. So CID stands for content identifier, and it is unique identifier used in IPFS to identify and reference content addressable data such as files or directories. So just remember these things because we are going to use these things, right, in our coding section. Now talking about Polygon blockchain, okay, so whenever you do any kind of transaction on Polygon blockchain, you get a URL which looks something like this. Now why I'm telling you this, because again we are going to use this URL in order to code the UI part. So in this thing you can clearly see that this thing which I have highlighted in black color in bold font is actually the transaction hash. So for every transaction you have this transaction hash, and this transaction hash is unique. So every time you are doing any kind of transaction, you have this different kind of transaction hash, and when you have this, like when you integrate this transaction hash to this link, you can go to the transaction. Like for example, let me copy this. Okay, if I will go to browser, in my browser I can go to the transaction details. Okay, so these are the transaction details of my this can be the transaction details of any of your contract. Like in my case it is an NFT smart contract. We will not be creating this ERC721 from scratch because it is already provided by StartOn. Okay, so we will be using their template and we will be directly deploying the ERC721 using the StartOn. But we need to understand what is this ERC721. So this ERC721 is a technical standard. So it is a standard, okay, used for creating non-fungible tokens. So this is standard is actually used in order to create this non-fungible token. And what is this ERC in this? This ERC is nothing but this is Ethereum request for comments. So whenever there is a new technical proposal, right? So this new technical proposal is introduced with this Ethereum request for comment. So which is a type of technical proposal used to introduce new features or standards on the Ethereum network. So we have different standards. If you will see, we have ERC20, we have ERC20, we have ERC1155, we have ERC721. We have so many different standards. And why do we need to create these standards? So that we have a systematic approach, right? We do not want that, okay, without a standard, if there will be no standard, what will happen? Like everyone will be creating their own type of NFTs, right? Which will be not be good, right? Because we have a wallet which supports a particular type of standard. Like for example, MetaMask, it will not support any standard. It will support this ERC721 standard only. So by this standard, we are actually giving a systematic or a standardized approach. Okay, so that's the importance of a standard. And each ERC721 token has a unique identifier, as we have seen on the Polygon blockchain as well, right? That every NFT has this unique identity, right? This unique number attached to it. So this unique identifier role is to distinguish it from other tokens. As I said that for NFT, for every NFT that you create will be unique NFT, right? So that's what we are talking about. So this allows NFTs to be easily tracked and transferred between owners while ensuring that each token retains its individual value and identity, which we will be seeing that in our NFT minting process as well, where I will be importing image, or I will be importing this NFT from our Polygon blockchain in our MetaMask wallet. I will show you that. The unique identifier of an ERC721 token is called token ID. So you will see that, okay? And each token ID is a non-duplicable, non-interchangeable, and unique number that identifies a specific NFT on the blockchain. So as I said, every NFT will be unique because every NFT will have this unique token ID. And now coming to the last part, that is the functions that we are going to create, so that you have this in mind. And when I'm coding these functions, you are not confused like what I'm trying to do here, right? So the functions that we are going to create on client side, there will be only two functions. First one will be the retrieve file function. Now this is to retrieve the file, like when I'm going to. Now let us talk about the functions that we are going to have in our client side as well as on our server side. I'm telling you this so that beforehand you have this knowledge and you are not confused while I'm coding these functions. So just to give you a just to give you a hint like what we are going to do. So the first function that we are going to create will be a retrieve file function. So we are only going to create only two functions on the client side, that is retrieve file function. Now this is to store the data of the selected file. Like for example, when I click on this choose file function, this choose file function will call this retrieve file function, and with the help of which I will be able to store the data of the selected file. And why I'm storing the data of the selected file? So that I can send this data on the IPFS, right? Then only I'm going to able to send this data on the IPFS so that IPFS can store it. Then another function that we are going to create will be handle submit function. Now this function is to send a request along with the file to the server. So once we have selected the file, we have the data, okay, we are going to send this data along with a request to the server so that the server can again connect to the IPFS and can send the data to the IPFS. Okay, so these are the two functions that we are going to have on the client side. Then on the server side, we are going to have three functions. First one will be to upload image on IPFS. I think this makes sense. Like whatever image I will get on the server, I will be storing it on the IPFS. Image will be uploaded from the client to the server and from the server to the IPFS. Then we will have the upload metadata on IPFS image. So metadata, what is metadata? So metadata means data about data, right? So it is data of the IPFS, like what kind of IPFS image it is, like whether what is the name of this IPFS image. So all these kind of details will be in the metadata part of the IPFS. And then at last, and you can see that in this metadata IPFS, on IPFS I am passing this image CID. What is this image CID? So when I will be uploading my image on IPFS, I will have the CID, right? Then I will use the CID, I will pass the CID to the metadata as well, so that in the metadata I will have this information that okay, this is the CID of my IPFS image, okay? And at the end we will have the mint NFT function, and inside this mint NFT function we will have two argument, that is first one is the receiver address and another one is the metadata CID. So receiver address, so that we can send the NFT to the receiver address, and metadata CID means whatever metadata we will have, right, from this upload metadata function, we are going to have that CID and we will mint it on the Polygon blockchain. And what is minting? Minting simply means to create an NFT. So you can think of it minting as a creating a unique NFT. Okay, so these are the functions that we are going to have on the server side. So now it's time to begin with our coding part. So now it's time to use StartOn API, and in order to use it, we will simply go to this website starton.com. I will share the link in the description of this video. You have to simply go to the login page. Okay, so in my case, I have already signed up to StartOn. Okay, in your case, you need to create an account, and once you will create an account, and it's a very simple process, then you will sign in into it. Now, once you will sign in into it, you will see this kind of dashboard. And in your case, if you are using StartOn for the first time, in that case, you might not be seeing anything here. Like in my case, you can see that developer default project. So in your case, you might not be seeing anything here. Now, in order to create this kind of project, you need to click on this button, okay, so that we can create our NFT deployment, okay, to do the NFT deployment part. And then you have to give the name and the description to your project, okay, like I have done. So it is the by default project name, and this is your first StartOn project. So yeah, I will simply click on it. As soon as I clicked on this, you can see this kind of dashboard, and don't worry, okay, I know it looks a little bit intimidating, but it is not. It is very much simple, okay. The dashboard looks a little bit complicated, but don't worry. So in our case, what we are going to do is, first of all, we are going to the wallet part, and we will set up our wallet, okay, in StartOn. So to do that, you have to simply click on plus wallet, and once you will click on plus wallet, so that we can we can use our smart contract means we can use our account in order to deploy the NFT smart contract, right? So for that, first of all, let us manage the wallet, and definitely you can also select MetaMask, but in my case, or I will suggest you also, because we are going to use Starton API, and it will be much easy if you are going to use Starton wallet at this point of time. But definitely you can also use this third party wallet like MetaMask or any other wallet if you want, but for now I'm going to use Starton wallet. And to do that, you have to simply click on this first thing, right? Create a wallet on starters key management. If you want to go for these two options, you can definitely go for it, but in my case I will simply click on this, and now you can see that this is my wallet name. I can give any name to my wallet. Let's say for example nft uh, NFT deployment. Okay, I can give any name, it's totally up to you. Okay, and wallet description, it is for, let's say it is for NFT deployment. So it's a simple process. I will simply create it. Okay, so in my case, you can see that I am seeing this particular thing, that limit reach for Starton wallet. Please add your own KMS. It is because I already created one wallet in Starton, and you can clearly see that. Okay, so in my case, I am out of limit, but in your case, you must be seeing this. Like when you will do that, you will see this kind of structure where you will have the name of your wallet. Okay, in my case I was trying to give the name as NFT deployment, but in your case it can be different, and the description, and then you will have your wallet address. So now this is your wallet address, and now we will go to our next step, and the next step will be to go to this smart contract part. Okay, once you will click on this smart contract tab, you will see a structure something like this. In my case, you can see that I have already tried a lot of smart contract deployment on Starton with the help of Starton. So I will simply click on this smart contract. Okay, and then I will click on this deploy with template button for now. Okay, but definitely you can create your smart contract from scratch and import it. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Okay, so you have these various options, but in my case I'm going to quickly want to deploy the ERC721 smart contract, so I will select this, and then you can see that we have so many different options. So they have already provided us with the smart contract, and we have to simply use them. And as I said, we are going to create our own NFT minter website, so I will select this ERC721 NFT smart contract part. So I will click on this, and you can see that we have all these information about this NFT ERC721 smart contract, and then I will simply click on deploy. Okay, and once I will click on deploy, you can see that I have this kind of structure, so that I can fulfill all the need of my ERC721 smart contract. And if you want to see like how they are working like behind the scenes, like in this case you can definitely see the UI part, right? But if you want to see how they are working behind the scenes, so you can see their API part as well. Okay, so this is the API part. They are using Axios in order to connect to the server, and then we have these instances creating, okay, instance creation, and so many different things are there. Right now, once you will do this, let me give a name to this smart contract. Let's say I want to give it as NFT minter for now. Okay, so you can see that as soon as I'm updating the information here, this information is also getting updated here also. You can see that. Let me say I want to give the description as I am creating, or this is a NFT minter website. Okay, where images will be stored on IPFS. So you can see that as soon as I'm typing, each and everything is actually being copied down here as well. Now we have the name. Okay, so the name of your smart contract, which will be reflected on chain. So let me give this as NFT minter. Okay, and then another information, the symbol. So let me give the symbol as NMR. Okay, so or NMC, for example, NFT minter contract, something like that. So this will be the symbol associated with our NFT collection. Okay, so this is the symbol. Like we have different symbols, right? Like for Bitcoin we have BTC, Ethereum we have ETH, like that. And then we have the initial base token URI string. In this, since we are going to use IPFS, so I will have IPFS : // let me zoom in a little bit so that you can also see. And then we have this initial contract URI, so the URI of metadata that will be used to give more details about the description. So it is about the metadata of your NFT, like what your NFT is all about, and these type of information will be on this particular URI. So let me give it a name as, let's say for example, something NFT, okay, for now, or NFT minter, like this. So this will be the URI. And then we have the initial owner, or the multi-sig wallet contract, means who will be the owner of this smart contract. Since we have already created our wallet, right? So I will simply go to Starton again. Okay, I have already logged in, so I can simply go for that, so that I can copy my wallet address. Okay, in my wallet, And I will recommend you guys to use starter wallet only in the starting, otherwise you may face some error. So for now, just go with this only and just paste the, okay, I think I haven't copied it. Now let me paste it. Okay, so now I have the account address who will be the owner of this smart contract. Okay, and the same information, as you can see, if you want to use your own API, so you can definitely use this, okay, this snippet. In order to do that, just click on next and just select your wallet from here, and this will be the coordinator start on wallet, and just click on okay. Once more, just select the Polygon network. Okay, so please choose a blockchain network, and you can see that I have this amount of matic in my wallet, okay, for now, so that I can deploy it. So I will simply click on deploy, and now it is asking like which on like whether you go for a average, fast, like which of the following you want to be, like how fast you want your smart contract to be deployed on the Polygon blockchain, since we have selected Polygon network, right? So I will select average only. Let me validate. Okay, so we need to wait, I think, for some time. Yes, we need to wait for some time. It is in pending state, and you can also go to the Polygon test network in order to see this as well. Polygon testnet. Okay, so that you can see this information, like what is with the status of your smart contract deployment. Okay, so done. So you can clearly see that by copying the transaction hash, I can see all the information related to my NFT Minter smart contract. So this is the contract address. As you can see, this is the address, right? This is the wallet address that I have selected, and this is good. So if we will just go back to the dashboard also, you can see that we have this success, means our smart contract is totally deployed on the Polygon Mumbai test network, right? And now it's time to code our NFT Minter website. So let's quickly go to our VS Code where we are going to code this particular NFT Minter smart contract. Okay, so now we are on our VS Code, and inside our Visual Studio Code, I have created this NFT Minter folder. And now I'm going to open my terminal, Control plus backtick, in order to open my terminal. And you can also use this terminal option. Okay, and now, as we have discussed, in order to create our NFT Minter website, we need two things, right? We need React.js code as well as Node.js code. So in order to do that, first of all, let me install the React.js code, and for that I'm going to use YT. Okay, and if you do not know about YT, just don't worry, it is the same. Okay, so npm create YT at latest. So with the help of YT, what we are going to do is we are going to install React.js, and let me name the folder as client. So client, and in this you can see that I will be selecting React, and then I will be selecting JavaScript, and now we have this client folder. Now in order to install all the dependencies, I need to go to the client folder by doing cd change directory, and then I'm going to do npm install, and by this our React.js code will get installed. And once our React.js code will get installed, we can do npm run dev in order to check whether the React application is running or not. Okay, so now the React application is installed. Let's see. So npm run dev. So now it is running on 5173, and let's see this. So you can see that my React application is running, right? Now it's time to create our backend. Okay, and to do that, I have created this API folder. Now I will do npm init dash dash y. Okay, so this will give us the package.json. Okay, and now what I will do is I will simply create one file by the name of server.js. Now inside server.js, we will have the following dependencies, that is Express, Multer, Course, Axios, and App. So let us install these. So npm install Express, Multer, Course, Axios, and then only this. Just install all these dependencies. So let's see whether we have the dependencies or not. So in packet.json, so you can see that we have the Axios, Course, and Multer. And do use these versions of dependencies only in your project as well. Otherwise, it might give certain error. So for this project, just use these dependencies only. Okay. And in order to install these dependencies, you can simply do npm install. If you are watching this tutorial in future, let's say in that case, so 1.4.40 like this. Okay, so you can install these dependencies by doing this @ symbol and then giving the version number. Okay, and now we will have the port const port process dot env dot port. So if the environment port is available, environment port is already available, then that's good. Means if we have an environment variable set for the port, then we will use that. Otherwise, we will use port number 5000. Okay, and this is how we will choose the port. Means the port where our server will actually run. Okay, and these dependencies are nothing but like this multer is to do with like whenever we are going to upload our file, right? In order to upload the image, we need to send it to our server, right? So multer will be helpful in that case. So when we will be uploading the file, multer will be acting as a middleware. So it is actually a middleware which will be helping us in dealing with the uploaded file. Okay, so this will actually help us in dealing with the uploaded file. Okay, then we have CORS. Since our React.js application is running on a different port and our server is running on a different port, so we are going to use this CORS. Okay, otherwise it will give a cross origin error, so which we do not want. And this is because only we are running two different applications on different ports. So in order to do that communication, we need this CORS. Okay, so this will be for cross origin request. Okay, and then we have Axios in order to make a communication with the IPFS. In our case, we will be communicating with start on. So yes, so this is for communicating with the start on. Then we will have app.use. Now I have discussed about Node.js and everything in the Node.js course, so I'm not going to in the detail of it. So yes, for now I'm going to use it directly, and then after that we are going to have the upload part where we are going to use multer. Okay, limits. Now this is for the file size that we are going to upload. Okay, the file size, like the image size that we are going to upload. This is the file size. Okay, this is the file size in bytes. Definitely you can increase it, it's up to you. So the image that I'm going to upload will be, I'm like having the limit of this amount of bytes. Okay, and now in order to use the start on API, we need to generate this API key, which you can do it from here by clicking on the API key button. Now once you will click on it, now you will name your API and then give the description to your API. Okay, so for example, I'm doing it, let's say NFT Minter, for example. Okay, and then the API key description, NFT Minting API, something like this. Okay, and then I will simply click on submit. Now once I will do that, you can see that we have this option, like we have this dialog box, making sure to store the key safely. Anyone with your API key can access the API and act on your project. So it's very important that you should keep your API safe. Okay, and once you have this, you can just click on this. I understand I will never be able to view my API key again. Just keep it safely so that you can use it afterwards as well. Just click on got it. Now once you will do that, you will have your API created. Now once you have done that, just come back to your server.js and just use this start on API by having this particular code. Okay, so we are going to use this code in order to connect with the start on. So it's very simple. So if you will see, we in the headers part we have the API key. Okay, so in your case, whatever key you have to simply copy paste it here so that you can directly use it. Now this start on API will be useful when we want to connect to the blockchain. Okay, so with the help of this only, we are going to make all the calls to the blockchain. Now it's time to use app.post. Okay, and we will have upload here. Okay, then we will use CORS upload.single. Now this has to do with the multer thing, okay, that we have used in order to upload the file, and then we are going to make an async request. So if you are not able to understand all these things, just don't worry, because this is a part mostly related to Node.js. In the coding part that we are going to have below it, right, you will be able to understand each and everything. So just don't worry. Okay, by mistake it should be here. Okay, let me remove this extra one. Now let me create the function. Now whatever image will be uploaded from the client side, and we will definitely create the client side as well, so just don't worry about it. So whatever file that will be uploaded from the client side and will be sent to the server so that server can work on it, we are going to use form data so that we can work with the file. Okay, so form data, and then we will have blob, new blob. Not each and everything as I am doing is related to your Node.js part. So in the require object, file field, then buffer. Okay, and then we will have the type as well. So type request file dot mine type. Okay, Now once this is done, we are simply going to append this data, okay, to the form data by file and blob, and with the file name request.file.original name, and then again append is sync, and we are going to make this true. So now this is, as I said, right, all these things has to do with the file handling part. So now you have handled the file properly, which is sent by the client, and now it's time to upload this file on the IPFS. So for that, I'm going to use a function by the name of upload image on IPFS. Okay. Now in this, I'm going to create one variable IPFS image await. So that's why we have this async function. And now we are going to use the start on API so that we can talk to the IPFS. So start on dot post, and inside this we will simply paste this thing. Okay, so this has to do with the start on API, and I will show you how you can get this as well from their documentation. So I've simply used their API in order to access the IPFS. Now once we have talked to the IPFS, it will return us with the IPFS image data. So what we will do is we will simply return this so that we can work on it. So IPFS image dot data. Okay, we will run this so that you can see how it actually works. So again, we will create one more function, and by this we are going to upload the IPFS metadata on IPFS. Okay, which will have the information of your NFT. Okay, so inside this we will pass one variable by the name of image CID. So as I said, right, whenever you upload your image on the IPFS, you have your image CID, and we have discussed about IPFS and everything in great detail in the IPFS course. So we get this unique CID of the image. Okay, you can think of it as a unique identifier of this image, and we will pass this to this upload metadata on IPFS function. And inside this, we will simply provide the metadata JSON format, that is the name of our NFT, that is a wonderful NFT or whatever name you want to give it. Okay, and the description is probably the most awesome NFT ever created. Again, you can change it according to you. And then we have this image which we have actually uploaded, right? As I said, image CID will be the unique URL of your image, right? So we are using this URL, and then we are integrating it in our metadata so that we can have information about our NFT. And then again, in order to make an interaction with the IPFS, I'm going to means for the metadata part, I'm again going to use start on API. So you can see that I am using again start on API so that I can again make a request to this IPFS, and then I'm simply going to return the IPFS metadata so that I can see whatever my metadata is. Okay, so from this we are actually returning the IPFS image data, and this will be useful when we want to get the CID of the image. Okay, and I will show you, just don't worry. And this is useful in order to get the IPFS metadata. Okay, now in order to use these two functions, let me call them. So const IPFS image data by doing await upload image on IPFS, the function that we have created. Now once we will have this, we will simply going to call const IPFS metadata function. Okay, so metadata, again await upload metadata on IPFS, and inside this whatever image data that we will get, right? So I will simply copy this. Okay, so it is returning us with this image IPFS image dot data, right? So I'm simply using it, and then I'm going to pass the CID of the image. Okay, the CID of the image. And once we have done this, what we can do is we can simply console.log both of these information so that I can show you. So IPFS image data as well as IPFS metadata. We will talk about the NFT part, but not now. First of all, let us look how this code actually works, right? I know it is a little bit, as I said, complicated a little bit, especially if you do not know Node.js. Otherwise, it is a very simple code in order to upload images on IPFS. Now, in order to work on this, let us go to the client, and then we will create the NFT part. Let us go to the client part, and inside the client part, let me create one more file by the name of file upload.js, not JS actually, JSX. Okay, so file upload.jsx, and inside this, let me .js, just let me remove all these things. Let me remove this. Let me totally remove this. Okay. Now inside this, first of all, we will have the heading. Okay, h1 NFT minter, and then we will have our file upload where we are going to upload our file. So whatever file we are going to upload, that will be uploaded on the IPFS. Okay, we can remove this as well. Okay, so now it is very much clear. Now let us go to, okay, just to let me do one more thing. Let me create the file upload .css so that we can also have a beautiful website. So I will provide you the CSS code in the description of this video so you can directly use it. Now let me create the file upload.jsx component. So file upload, and let me simply export default file upload, right? So that I can be ready with my component. And inside the written part, we will create a form. Okay, so this is how a form will look like. So simply it's a very simple form where I have used, so I've simply pasted this form, and this form is a very simple form, as you can see. So we have this form, and then we have this inside this form we have this input tag, so that we can we can upload the images. So this is of type file, and then we have this class, then we have this button NFT Minter, so that we can, when we will click on this NFT Minter, we can submit the file, whatever file is uploaded on the server. Okay, and yes, one more thing, let me import this here, otherwise we will see an error. So let me import the file upload. Okay, now if we will go back, okay, so let me refresh it. Okay, now this is good, right? This is looking good. We definitely need to make some changes in the background, but for now it looks good, right? So by this, as you can see that, as I said, right, this is a very simple code that I have written in the Visual Studio Code. This is for the input tag, so that I can choose a file, and then this is NFT Minter button, so that I can click on it and I can call a function. Now inside this input tag, I'm going to use this on change event so that I can call a function. So I will create a function by the name of retrieve file. Okay, retrieve file. So when I'm going to select this input tag, when I'm going to click on this choose file, okay, so this retrieve file function will be called. So let me create this retrieve file function. So const retrieve file, and inside this I will pass an event. Okay, so now I am going to point to the file which is uploaded, and for that I'm going to use the event dot target dot files 0. Now actually we in this files, this is a file array, and this files array we have multiple images. Let's say if you want to select multiple images in order to mint, but I'm not going to create that functionality. I'm only going to create one file upload, means what I'm going to only have a functionality of single file upload. So that's why I'm selecting files 0, means whatever is at index 0 of the files array. So I'm going to select that single file only. So let me tell you what I'm trying to say. So when I'm going to click on this choose file, I can select multiple images right from here, but I'm not going to choose multiple images. I'm going to select only one image, and that image will be in the files array and inside this 0th index. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Okay, and then I'm going to simply set the file data. Now to set the file data, again definitely we need to create one more thing. We need to create we need to use the use state. So let me simply import use state. Okay, so use state from React, and with this use state we are going to set the file. So I will simply do const file set file, and initially what I will have is null inside. Okay, and once we will have the image with us, once we will have the file with us, I'm going to simply set the file with this data. And definitely do not forget to use event.prevent default, so that when you are going to call this function, you do not have a automatic reload. So that's why this prevent default, event.prevent default. And if we have any kind of error, we are going to catch it so that we do not face any kind of error inside. So I will simply put this inside the try block, and if there are some error, I'm going to simply catch those error, and I can have an alert box stating that error, that for example retrieve file does not work. We can do something like this, that okay, it does not work. Okay, so now we have the file with us, right? We have the file with us by calling this retrieve file function. Now only thing is to do is to submit this file on the server, right, to the Node.js server that we have created inside this server.js. So in order to do that, we need to create one more function by the name of handle submit. Okay, which will actually handle the submission of the file. It will be an async function. Again, we will have the event part so that we can control some things, like we are going to use event.prevent default, so that while we are submitting the file, it does not get reloaded. Okay, and if the file is with us, means if the file is retrieved by setting the file data, right? Initially it will be null. So if it is null, then definitely we are not going to enter inside this if loop, not loop actually, in this if conditional. And if the file is with us, then we are going to send this file on the server that we have created. So again, to send the file, I'm going to use the form data, because this will be the good process to send a file. A new form data. Again, I'm going to use this form data dot append and the file with file. Okay. And then I'm going to make a request to the server. So I will simply do a wait fetch, and inside this I will pass the URL of my server, and the URL will be this localhost colon 5000 and upload, because as you can see in the server we have created the server like this only, right? We are on the port 5000, so that's why port 5000. And not only that, inside the server we have this upload, right? This upload path, so that's why this upload here. And inside this we will have the method as post, and body, in the body we will have the form data, means the file actually. And once the response is done, then we are going to have the response.json dot then the data, and from the data we can simply fetch the console.log data.cid. okay, so the CID of the image that is uploaded on the IPFS. okay, let me remove this. And if there are some error, in that case we are going to catch the error, and we are going to simply console it so that we can see the error. okay, so error, and we can have this whole statement again in try and catch, so that if we have any issue in any of this code, then we are going to simply catch the error. So I will simply do a catch, and I'm simply going to alert. Okay, so now this is done. This is our client side, and we are going to call this handle submit only when we are going to call this button, right? When we are going to click on this button. So I will have this on submit event on submit, and I'm going to call the handle submit function. So once a user will click on this button, this handle submit function will be called, and this handle submit function will be simply going to the server and uploading our file that we have stored in this retrieve file function, right? So then we are going to simply upload this file, and we are simply going to give this file to the server and say, okay server, please do my work, and then server will going to respond with the data CID. So we need to go back to the server, and we should make one more change by having the response dot status. If everything is correct, then we are going to have the status as 201.json format, and inside this we will send the CID, and the CID is actually stored in, as I told you, in the IPFS image data, right? So simply use this and simply do CID. okay, and yes, we need to listen to this, right? So app.listen and the port number at which we are listening, and then we will have the function, and inside this we will simply run console.log that server is running on port, and simply let me have the port here. okay, so when we will run the server, we can see that on which port our server is running. So till now we were running the client side only, right? Now let me go to the server. okay, let me go to the server, and let me do npm start. If everything will be correct, our server will start running, and everything, it will show that server is running. okay, we have a crash. Let me see what mistake I did. okay, it is saying that 5000 is already in use. Let me try this once more. okay, now it is running. So my server is running at 5000 port. okay, and this is my file upload.jsx. let me go back to the client so that I can see. okay, it is working also. Let me see again my client. okay, do we have some warning here? okay, it is showing that unknown handle. let me refresh it to check. okay, actually the mistake was here. It should be on submit, right? I made it on submit some bit actually. okay, so now it is correct, and now if we will go back, let's try to refresh it. okay, now it is working. okay, so now let us choose a file. let me choose this file. I'm selecting a file which is of less size so that it get uploaded on IPFS. okay, so we have this issue. let us see. So we have this huge issue actually. So our server just got crashed. okay, I think in the server part I missed one important thing. it is an object, so we should have a new keyword. okay, now let's go back and check once more. So let me again choose one file, upload NFT Minter. Wonderful. So you can see that we have this image CID which we have got, if you will see, from this console.log. okay, so when we called this handle submit function using this NFT minter, right? When we clicked on this NFT minter button and we call this handle submit function, then it called the server, and then we are on the server, and the server then made calls to the IPFS, and then the server responded us with this IPFS image data.cid. And by this we can see that we have our image on the IPFS, and now we can copy this down and let's see. So you can see that this is our IPFS image. So this is the same CID. If you will see, it is the same CID BAFY BEIGG. So you can actually check, right? So we have the IPFS image uploaded on IPFS. So this is the good news because we have completed the first step, that is uploading files on IPFS, and now we have to go to our next step where we are going to mint this CID on our Polygon blockchain. Now it's time to create a function which will be helping us in minting an NFT on Polygon network, right? And for doing that, what we are going to do is we are going to create one more function by the name of async function by the name of mint NFT. Okay, so this will be helping us in minting of our NFT, and inside this we are going to pass two things. First thing will be the receiver address at which we want to send the NFT, and another thing will be the metadata, okay, metadata CID. And then again we are going to use the starton API in order to connect to the blockchain. So if you will see, again I'm using starton.post, and now inside this I am providing two things. First one is the smart contract network, okay, so this will be the URL part, and then we will have the smart contract address, okay. And inside this you can clearly see that I'm calling the ERC721 smart contract function, that is mint function, and then we have the start on wallet, speed low, and then that in the params we have the receiver address and the metadata CID that we are passing to this mint NFT function. Now first of all, let me define the smart contract network that we are going to use inside this. So let me create const. Okay, so the network that I am going to use is Polygon network. So I'm going to have Polygon Mumbai, and the another thing that I want is the smart contract address. So let me copy this, let me again paste this here, and inside this we will have the contract address. To get the smart contract address, I will go again back to start on, and inside this I will just select this NFT minter smart contract address. Okay, let me copy this, let me go back, and let me paste this inside the double quotes. And we require one more thing, that is this wallet imported on start on. So again we require the wallet address. So again let me go back. Okay, it should be const, and to get the wallet address I will simply click this address from address, because this was the address that has deployed the smart contract, right, which is the start on wallet address. So I will simply paste this inside. So now we have this mint NFT function ready. Now in order to call this mint NFT function, I simply need the NFT variable. Inside this I will again use await mint NFT function, and inside this I will pass the receiver address and the IPFS metadata.cid, right, because it requires two things, that is the receiver address and metadata.cid. So let's say this is my receiver address. Okay, so this is the address which is actually present in my MetaMask wallet, okay, on Polygon test network only. So I will simply pass this address as the receiver address, and then we will have the IPFS metadata.cid inside it. Okay, so .cid. So with this we are now ready in order to call this mint NFT function. Okay, it is mint NFT, not min NFT. So now we are ready. So now when we are going to call our server, means when we are going to make a request to our server, so this server will call this upload image on IPFS. So upload the image on the IPFS, then to upload the metadata of the image on the IPFS, and then we are going to call this mint NFT function so that we can mint an NFT of the IPFS data, means of the IPFS image that we have created. And along with the CID we are also going to pass one more thing, that is the transaction hash. So I will have the transaction hash, and to get the transaction hash I have to simply do NFT dot transaction hash. So this NFT will have so many different fields, and I'm using this transaction hash to get the transaction data. So I will save this and let us go back. Now with the data we will have two fields, right? So we will have the data.cid and data.transaction hash. So transaction hash, yes, this is transaction hash, right? So yeah, now let's go back, let's check this whether it is running or not. So let me choose one file again, let me choose this, Let me call the NFT minter. We have to wait for some time. Okay, so I am seeing this issue, means we have some problem. Let's go back. Let's see. Okay, I think the issue is here. See, if you will go back to the server, it is NFT. I think the issue is with this NFT part. Let me do one thing. Let me first of all check for the NFT data, whether we have the NFT or not. Okay, and okay, I think I got my mistake. The mistake is that I am not returning the NFT data here. So I should return the NFT.data from here so that we have the required NFT. So now if we will check for it, I think it will work. So let me again run this. Let me go back. Let me refresh. Let me choose a file and let me select one image. Let's say this image, NFT Minter, and hooray! So here you can see that we have the NFT transaction hash as well as we have this CID. And if you will copy this transaction hash, okay, so this is the transaction hash. If you will go to Polygon testnet and paste the transaction hash, we can see that this is our NFT. And you can clearly see that this NFT minter is created. So if I will copy the contract address, go to my MetaMask wallet, and let me try it. Okay, so now you can see that all my NFTs are, which I have previously uploaded, you can see these NFTs. As I told you, right, sometimes IPFS does not work. So if your image is not being shown, so just don't worry. So now let me simply do one thing. Let me import this one as well. So I will import this one. So the ID is 1. I will simply click add. So if you will go below, so you can see that this is my NFT that I have minted, right? I have minted my Core Eater logo and you can see in my MetaMask wallet. So this is so cool, right? You can transfer this NFT to any of your friend or any of your, whatever you want to, like whosoever you want to send this NFT. Okay, so with this, we have actually almost completed our project. Not totally, because we need to make certain changes in the UI part. So we will make some changes to the UI, but before that, let me show you this NFT. So I have console.log this NFT, right? So you can see that this NFT is a huge object in which we have so many different things, like from the address which has been, this NFT has been generated, the network, the chain ID, and other stuff as well as the transaction hash and how much gas limit, and each and every detail is given in this NFT that you can see, right? So this is cool. Let me make some changes to the UI. Okay, so I will make some changes to the UI by pasting some code. So if we will now go back, so now it is looking much more good. And now I will go to file upload.jsx. So now if you will see, I have this data.transaction hash and data.cid, right, in my response. So what I will do is I will create some more use state. Let's say CID to set the CID. Okay, CID. Okay, by CID, and it will be initially empty. Then we will have another one by the name of transaction hash. Okay, so set transaction. Okay, so this is the transaction, and for that again we will have this as empty. Now what we will do is we will simply set the CID here and the transaction hash. So set CID by doing data.cid. Okay, and then set your transaction by doing data.transaction hash, right? So data.transaction hash. Okay, so we can okay, for now let me have this so that we can check whether everything is working or not. Okay, so now this is ready, and now the only thing that is required is to show these information, right? This data.transaction hash and data.cid on our front end. And to do that, I will simply paste the following things. Okay, so this is a very simple thing. What I have done is simply first of all, I'm checking whether we have the CID or not. If we have the CID, then only we are going to the second part, right? This is the AND operation, right? So if it is true, then only we are going to the next part. Then what we are doing is we are simply having the CID, and I have used this CID, whatever CID I'm getting, inside this URL. Okay, so I'm using this anchor tag. Okay, and inside this anchor tag I have my image, and inside this image again I'm using the same this link, right, so that I can fetch the IPFS, because whenever you click on the IPFS image, right, you are visiting a website, right? You are visiting a web page where you can see your images. So the simple thing that I have done is I have linked this CID with these ipfs.dweb.link so that I can see my CID image. And in the same way, if you will see below, again I'm seeing whether we have the transaction or not. If we have the transaction, then again I am again using the anchor tag so that I can click on this link, and when I will click on this link, it will show me the transaction details. So I will I can have this as transaction details if I want. Okay, so will be the transaction details, and this will be shown in this anchor link. So if I will go back once more, okay, let me refresh this. So currently you can see that I am not, like, there is no CID, there is no transaction hash until or unless I will upload some image. So let me upload some image, let's say this image, and I will do NFT Minter. So now you can see that we have our, okay, I think again we have the CID, means the CID of the image, but it is taking some time to get uploaded. Now you can see that we have our NFT. Okay, so this is our NFT, and we can go for the transaction details by clicking on it, and you can clearly see that now we have the NFT ready. Now that since this is the next NFT I have created, so that's why its transaction ID is 2. And again, if you want to check whether the NFT is minted or not, you have to simply click on import NFT, and again the token ID, that is 2, and add. So if the NFT will be minted, you can see this in your MetaMask wallet, and you can send these NFTs as well to some other person to whom you want. So you can upload any images here, and you can mint an NFT directly from this decentralized application. So I hope you enjoyed this project. Do let me know in the comment section whether you enjoyed this project or not. And if you want to learn more about Starton, simply you have to visit their website, and you can learn each and everything about Starton from their documentation, from their dashboard. Trust me, like if you want to learn about their smart contract, about the NFT, you have to simply go again to the smart contract part, or you can also go to their docs by clicking on this docs part. So you can see their documentation as well. Not only that, you can click on a smart contract, again go for a template, and whatever template you choose, you can actually see their API as well. Like I have shown you each and everything from scratch. You can directly use their dashboard as well in order to create your own application. Okay, and if you want to see like how their API is working, just click on it and just click on this particular option, and you can see side by side like how they are doing it, what they are doing, and how like Starton API is being used. So you can directly use these API in your code, that like I have done, in order to mint an NFT, right? In the starting, I've used this dashboard in order to deploy the smart contract, and in the second part, I use this API provided by Starton in order to mint an NFT. Now let's come to this important question, like why NFTs are so costly, right? Like NFTs are being sold in millions of amount of dollars. Like what is the reason behind it? The reason is very simple. NFT provides you with that feeling that you own something. In digital image, that feeling was missing, because digital image can be easily copied and can be pasted, can be sold. So there was the value of the digital images were very less. But with NFTs, you have this validation of authenticity. So like for example, you have your favorite celebrity, okay? And this is your favorite celebrity, let's say image. Now this image definitely has some emotional value to you, but this emotional value will increase if this image is signed or autographed by your favorite celebrity, right? So let's say this is, for example, Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise image is definitely a value to you, as an emotion, has some emotional value to you, right? But if let's say Tom Cruise will sign this particular image, then the emotional value of this particular image will increase, right? And that's why NFTs are being sold in such a costlier manner. Because now the images of your celebrity, because you might have seen in the news as well that many celebrities are now providing their NFT. So their NFTs are nothing but like a digital signature on their image, right? It is like a digital signature on their image, and that's why these NFTs become so much special to you, and that's why they are being sold in such a costlier manner. So this has to do with emotional value as well, okay? One thing is that they are unique, no doubt in that. They are unique just like a physical painting. Second thing is that you can verify your ownership. And third thing is that they have this emotional value, like this autographed image. And that's why you might have seen that so many different Pokemon cards or comics or collectibles, right? They have such a huge value, even though they are old, but still they have this huge amount of value associated with it, because we already know that people do not buy for logical reasons, they buy for emotional reasons. I know it might sound a little bit hurtful that okay, we are buying NFT just for some emotional reasons. Yeah, in most of the cases, not all the cases, but yeah, in most of the cases we are buying these things for emotional reasons, and that's why their value is so high. It's so high. And NFT allows you with different things as well. Like for example, with the help of NFT, you can buy a digital item, you can sell a digital item, and you can verify ownership of digital item. And that's why NFTs are so popular among painters, among musicians, among photographers, because now they are able to value their assets. Earlier, they were not able to value their assets, right? But now they can value their assets, they can earn money from these NFTs with the help of these NFTs. Now, there are certain advantages of NFTs as well. Like, for example, whenever you have an NFT, you cannot be robbed, right? So, the feeling is just like a physical image, and this physical image, NFT, cannot be robbed. It is verifiable that, okay, you own this particular NFT because each and every data, each and every transaction is on the blockchain. It ensures your copyright, that because you own this particular image and you have this ownership, so it's ensure your copyright. Nobody can copy paste and sell your NFT just like that. And last but not the least, it is transferable, so you can transfer your NFT, and the transfer NFT will also be the transfer of NFT transaction will also be available on the blockchain, so that you can refer it afterwards and you can show it, okay, I have transferred this NFT to this particular person. And yes, NFTs are not limited to only images or painting. With the help of NFT, you can mint your driving license so that you do not need to carry your driving license every time. But now, it definitely, the rules and regulation of your country must support that as well. I'm not saying that you should start doing that. So that's the point. And second thing is, now with the help of NFT, since NFTs are verifiable, you can mint your certificates and you can verify whether the certificate is a valid certificate or not. Because copying of digital certificate is very easy, but with the help of NFT, you can verify whether your certificate is available on the blockchain or not. In the same way, your other documents can also be minted as an NFT so that you can refer those documents afterwards. Okay, and not only that, the most boom of NFT is in terms of games, in terms of metaverse. If you have seen metaverse is all about NFT. And if you want a course on metaverse, do let me know in the comment section below so that I can create a course on metaverse where I can talk about what is metaverse and how to create your own metaverse. But yeah, keeping it aside, NFTs are very useful in blockchain games, because whenever you are creating a blockchain game, that blockchain game has asset, and these assets are nothing but these assets are NFTs. So NFTs are being used in games as well, and there are so many different fields which you are going to see in future as well, where you are going to see that NFTs are being used instead of digital images. Like for example, in Olympics, like ticketing system will be based on NFT. Like till now, tickets has to be physical in nature, or you have to have a digital image. But now you can mint your own ticket, and you can use that ticket and you can show to your friend that, okay, I have this NFT of my ticket, like for a Olympics, or let's say for a particular event. This is how NFT will be used in the coming future. Now let's talk about the most important part of this course, that is, what are the myths related to NFT. There are so many myths related to NFT in the market. Like for example, with NFTs, a buyer can get the ownership of an item, which is not the truth. Whenever you buy an NFT, definitely you get this NFT, like transfer of ownership of this NFT, but you do not have the right of that image. Means what I'm trying to say is that this NFT can be of a celebrity. So this celebrity actually owns the right of that particular image. You can definitely transfer your NFT, you can sell your NFT, but you do not have the right to use the image of that celebrity. Okay, so definitely NFT does not provide you with the ownership of that particular image. When I'm saying item, so it can be an image, video, or whatsoever is minted as an NFT. Okay, so they might be simply getting a version that is digitally signed by the creator. So it is like Tom Cruise is giving you this signature photo of his, but you do not own that image, right? So that's the thing. Second thing, NFTs give royalties. So this is not the case. NFTs does not provide you any kind of royalty until or unless you are the creator of that particular NFT. Okay, means you have created that item, that painting. You will not be getting any kind of royalty. Okay. Third thing, NFT items cannot be copied, which is far from the truth. You already know that, right? That NFT items can be copied, because NFT items are simply images, and images can be copied. You can take a screenshot or whatever you want to do. So that's not when it comes to NFT. NFT items can be copied, but NFT in itself cannot be copied, right? NFTs are unique, but they're items, right? Only item. That simple image is not unique. Okay. NFT generates cash flow. Again, this is far from the truth. NFT does not generate any kind of cash flow. Okay, so do not think that when you are thinking of buying an NFT, for example, so remember this point. Okay, NFT are liquid in nature. Like you can go and whenever you want to go, like sell your NFT, you can. No, you cannot do that. NFTs are not liquid in nature. So if you have brought a NFT of a particular celebrity, there might be chances that you might not be able to sell that celebrity NFT to anyone else. So yeah, they are not liquid in nature. NFTs are always limited. Again, this is not the truth. It depends on the smart contract. If in your smart contract you do not have this kind of functioning, you can mint as much NFT as you want. NFT items are always decentralized. Again, this is not the truth because NFT items can be stored on server as well. So let's say if you are having an NFT, for example, from OpenSea, so the image of that NFT can be stored on a server. Like definitely it can be stored on an IPFS as well. If you are storing it on an IPFS, then definitely it will be a decentralized kind of an item, right? Because it is stored on an IPFS. But if you are storing your image on a server, in that case NFT item is not decentralized. NFT as a whole is decentralized, but that item is not decentralized. Okay. And last, that NFT items can never be blocked. Again, this is far from the truth. Like OpenSea market has actually blocked so many different NFT items, like mainly of 18 plus content. Like many of the porn stars were actually, uploading their NFTs on OpenSea and other NFT marketplace where they banned these images. So yes, they can be blocked. These items can be blocked if you are actually using a centralized kind of space. So these are some myths related to your NFT, and I hope your myths are resolved for now, right? Remember all these points if you are thinking to buy an NFT or sell an NFT, whatever you are trying to do. So I hope you enjoyed this video because in this video, we learned a lot of things. We learned about why NFTs are needed, what are NFTs, we learned the myths related to NFTs, we created a NFT minting project so that we can understand how NFTs work in a practical manner. We also have seen what are the other advantages of NFT and how we can use NFTs in other use cases apart from painting, arts, and music, right? So if you have enjoyed this video and if you have learned from this video, please do let me know in the comment section. And if you have liked my this course, you will also like my this course where I have talked about oracles, and you will also like my this course where I have talked about decentralized Google Drive project. Till then, take care. Bye bye.